If you're thinking about starting a coaching business in 2025, or if you're finally ready to take your existing coaching business to the next level, you need to watch this video. Why? Because things have changed. What worked in the coaching industry even a few months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, is not working anymore. I'm talking about the offers that used to fly off the shelf, they're now falling flat. Sales scripts that once converted high-ticket clients, now they're not working to convert clients anymore. Program lengths, delivery modalities, funnels, even ad strategies, they're all shifting. The online coaching space is in the middle of a massive transformation. And here's the good news. This shift is an opportunity if you know how to adapt. But here is the catch. If you don't pivot quickly, adjust your offers and your marketing strategy, you'll continue to struggle. And I don't want that for you. I want you to thrive. I want you to build a wildly profitable coaching business that helps a lot of people without burning yourself out in the process. And I know it's possible because these strategies have already worked for so many of my clients. Take Sammy, for example. She went from making less than $9,000 the entirety of last year to booking $9,188 in a single month. Or Tina, she started booking premium clients going from a low ticket offer and now charging $3,900 per client. And Damika, she hit her first $70,000 month and she's just getting started. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the exact 3 shifts I've made over the past 6 months and dozens of my clients that have led to massive recurring profits without adding more hours or a big team. Now, I also want to share with you how to shift your pricing strategy away from the traditional one-time fee and unlock consistent monthly high-ticket revenue and cash flow in your business. And I also want to share why your marketing strategy is actually your nurturing strategy, and here's why you need to rethink it in 2025. But why should you even listen to me? I've been a coach for actually 13 years. I traveled the world after my Wall Street career, and then I started this online coaching business. So it's been over a decade helping women become millionaire online coaches. I've written a best-selling book about it called 7-Figure Coach. I've been featured in a ton of media like Forbes and even earned one of those fancy 2 Comma Club awards. So let's get into it. Point number 1, while selling high-ticket premium coaching is the fastest path to cash, there are a few problems with this traditional approach to pricing your services. Well, let me explain how it used to work. Coaches would price a program at $3,000, $4,000, or $10,000, and a client would pay this in a one-time payment fee or in a 2 to 3 month payment plan. This works amazing. However, if you enroll a handful of clients every month, then you need to keep doing that every month in order to keep the machine running, because every month you're starting at 0 again. And this is exhausting. And it also keeps your time and focus mostly on marketing and lead generation, probably over 80% of your time. And you have way less time for coaching your clients and maximizing their results. Just because you need to keep the machine going and focusing on your marketing to enroll the next set of clients. This approach worked well for a while, but it's no longer sustainable in 2025. Why? Because starting the month at 0 is a hamster wheel no one wants to be on. If you stop moving, everything stops. The cash dries up and you are left needing to quit the entire business if you want to just take a break. Trust me, I've been through it. So there is a solution to this, and this pricing strategy has helped dozens of our clients not only free up a ton of their time, but it also revolutionized how much fun they were having in their business. Their clients were getting better results, they were happier long-term, and that feedback loop was amazing for my client and growing their business. The solution is monthly recurring revenue, or sometimes referred to as the acronym MRR. So here's how MRR works. You start with an initiation fee, something like $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 upfront. You can name your price, obviously. But then clients transition into a monthly subscription with you. Maybe it's $500 a month or $1,000 $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month. And this model creates steady, predictable income for the long term of your business. It stacks revenue and cash flow so that it keeps building every month, so that even if you don't sell anything new or to any new clients for a month because you wanted to focus on something else like your YouTube channel or taking a vacation, the income would still be there in an automatic payment. I can't tell you what it's like to have those payments hit your merchant account every month from multiple clients. Imagine just 10 clients paying you $1,000 a month, which is $10,000 a month of recurring revenue. Or 15 clients paying you $1,500 a month, which is $22,500 every single month. And then that continuing to grow as you bring new clients on. It's like a membership, but it's more high touch and premium for clients who want close proximity to you. But I want to caution you about something before you start implementing this strategy. You have to focus on reducing churn, which is clients leaving after a few months. And you need to keep things fresh. And that means releasing new content every few weeks or months. People need to feel that there's something new. Actively tracking your KPIs also, which will help you monitor how your clients are doing and how well they're implementing what you're teaching, because happy clients stay. In fact, what we're seeing less in the industry now is people jumping from coach to coach. Everyone knows there's a lot of coaches out there. And when they find a coach and community they like, they're much more likely to stay. So here's the best part. You don't have to choose between signing that one-time high-ticket client and MRR. Actually, combining them is the winning strategy in 2025. You want to start with a high-ticket offer to create a cash injection and then roll clients into an ongoing subscription to build consistent revenue. So I want you to think about it like this. If your current offer is, say, $6,000 for 3 months to work with you or join your program, then what you want to do is make the initiation fee something like $2,000 to get started, and then $1,300 every month thereafter, with no end date until they cancel, of course. That way, you cover your cost of your lead acquisition with the initiation fee, and you add $1,300 MRR, still getting to your 6K, but spreading out the payments over the long term. And this increases the long-term value of that client to $17,600 over 12 months. So you must be thinking, well, then how do I sell an offer with MRR? Well, that leads me to my next point. Point number 2, how sales and the sales process is changing in 2025 and beyond. So let me ask you a question. When is the last time you bought a high ticket program from a coach within 48 hours of finding them online? I would venture to guess not recently. However, this used to happen all of the time when I first started over a decade ago. And that's because buying behavior has now changed, and increasingly so, and it's only going to keep changing. We will only see this trend grow in the coming years because younger buyers behave differently than the older generations. And the market and the industry is maturing. So does that mean it's become harder to sell to people at all? Yes and no. It has become harder to turn a cold lead into a high ticket buyer in a matter of days. Does it still happen? Absolutely. But mostly, many buyers are now more skeptical. Number one, they've made mistakes themselves buying a program that didn't fit their needs. Number two, they feel like they've been burned by marketers who've made their program sound really amazing, but the results inside just aren't there for them. Number three, there are a lot more options out there, seemingly endless options. And number four, they've stopped trusting themselves to make those big investments. So they're much more cautious and hesitant to make fast enrollment decisions. And while you can still sell to these cold buyers, especially with add-ons and guarantees and other marketing tactics, there's a big risk. These buyers are far more likely to refund or charge back later. I've experienced this firsthand as my business grew to $350,000 sales months. We were approaching multiple millions, and as my sales team grew, we started closing deals with prospects who hadn't spent much time with me, and they did not have an emotional connection with me or my brand. They somehow made a quick decision on the phone with my sales team, and we did not obviously have the intention of them joining a program that wouldn't work for them or they wouldn't like. But here's what I noticed. they turned out to be terrible clients, not because they're bad people, but because they made a quick decision and then they regretted it later. And a business full of the wrong clients is a nightmare. So while we had the best of intentions and we had great results coming out of the program, somehow there were these handful of people that got inside the program, and then we experienced all of the nightmares after that. So you do not want to do this. And what is the solution to not having this happen? The solution is the right long-term nurturing strategy. With the right nurturing strategy, you can attract the right clients for you, those who are a perfect fit for your offers and ready to do the work. And the reason that they become the right clients is because they spend a lot of time with you on your nurturing content. They get to know you and they really develop this trust before they actually make the decision to work with you. This kind of nurturing can even make sales without sales calls not only possible, but likely. Without that nurturing, though, sales calls are still necessary because that is what the sales call is for, nurturing and warming up the prospect to buy from you. The live touch point increases the likelihood of a sale. So if you're all about sales calls, cool. But if you want to start strategizing for not ever needing to get on the phone with someone to have them buy your program, join your mentorship, then you want to think about your long-term nurturing strategy. When you get the nurturing strategy right, selling is easy. People don't need convincing, and they don't need a lot of time once they've spent the time before that getting to know you through your nurturing strategy. When people spend a lot of time watching your videos, it's really not that difficult to convert someone into becoming a client. So, how do you nurture effectively in 2025, given that buying behavior has changed? Well, it all comes down to building trust and connection over time. And one of the best ways to do this in 2025 is through an effective and relevant marketing strategy. And that leads me to point number 3. Your marketing strategy, which is really your nurturing strategy. If you've been relying on organic growth to build your audience, I'm going to be honest, it's getting harder than ever to use solely organic marketing. I believe that your marketing strategy needs to be a hybrid, organic, and paid ads strategy, and more on that in a second. So the algorithm is constantly changing, and the most current shift is that your posts aren't really being seen by followers anymore, but they're being pushed to new people that have shown the platform they might be interested in your work. So on one hand, this is really great news because platforms like YouTube are favoring new creators. You might have noticed that your YouTube feed is full of people who you've watched before, accounts with tons of followers, and then sprinkled in are accounts with less than 1,000 to 5,000 subscribers, which are really small accounts, who are just getting started. And Facebook is doing the same thing. So the bad news, though, is that this is really challenging when you're trying to nurture your current audience using organic content. Your current audience might not even see the posts that you're creating on Instagram and Facebook, etc. The one exception I see where it is still very valuable spending time creating awesome organic content is YouTube. A YouTube channel is one of the best ways to build trust, grow an audience, and create bingeable content that works for you 24/7. It's the second most popular search engine in the world. It creates evergreen bingeable content that keeps your audience engaged and coming back for more. This builds trust and positions you as an authority in your niche. No frills educational content is actually the trend going forward, so don't worry about high production editing cost. I slept on YouTube for many, many years. I was completely overwhelmed and intimidated by the thought of speaking on video and then not to mention editing it. It felt like such a vast project that I didn't have time for. So 12 years in and over 6 million in sales later, I'm going all in on YouTube, which I wish I took seriously sooner, and therefore are begging and pleading with you to just start right now. Besides YouTube, if you want to scale your marketing and reach more people, paid ads are the most powerful tool right now. Here's why ads are a game changer in 2025. Number one, they instantly give you credibility. When people see your ad, they automatically perceive you as an authority in your space. Number two, they accelerate your reach. Ads allow you to pick specific audiences, target your reach, and spend money to reach only the audience you want, thereby accelerating your sales results. It's like, do I want to throw a dart in a dark room hoping to hit the target, or do I want to have my glasses on in a bright room, see the target, and then throw? Number three, they grow your list. A well-targeted ad can bring in high-quality leads for your email list, and this is one of your most valuable assets. Number four, they automate your social media marketing. Ads work for you around the clock, so you're not stuck in the grind of creating endless organic posts that may not even get seen. And number five, you can use other people's money. Business credit allows people starting from zero to scale faster. So as I always say, ads are risky, so please don't run ads on your own without training. You can lose a lot of money quickly if you don't know these two things. Number one, how to use the Meta Ads Manager correctly to target audiences so you don't attract broke, tire-kicking people that will never buy anything but just spew a bunch of hate on your ads. And number two, how to sell your offer to those leads that you buy. I can't tell you how many times a prospect has come to us after hiring an agency to run their ads for an offer they have never even sold. And this is a recipe for disaster. But once you get those two things sorted, it's off to the races. How cool is it that a coaching business doesn't require you to ship anything or store anything? There's no inventory and there's no long lag times before you can sell. It just requires you, and you can get started today. So now you know the new way to grow a coaching business in 2025. So make sure you take action on these 3 steps. Your pricing, sales, and marketing strategy can either set you up for massive success next year, not only in 2025, but set you up for success in the years to come, or it can leave you behind and struggling. The reality is that you must pivot. Coaches who innovate, they win. Now, you must understand what a level 10 offer is and how to create it. So make sure you watch this video here, how to make $1 million as a coach in 2025.